And we are live. It is the Check-In Show, episode 38. I'm here with Dawn Xanklin. Hello, Dawn. How
Hey,
are
Paul.
you? I,
I'm great. I
I
I
thought we were
actually used
static images for a moment. There was,
no, not today because I used my elliptical, so I've got all of this energy that for a change.
and I just barely crawled out of bed. So that's,
Oh, okay. We'll balance each other out.
yeah, we will balance each other out. This is, it's wonderful. There was a power outage, it was scheduled power outage, in my neighborhood,
Hmm.
today. So, I didn't even think about the fact that we might not be able to connect, like if it went on longer than it was supposed to. But
Ah,
luckily, it did not. Welcome to the people that are viewing. This is the check-in show. So we're two friends who are just kind of hanging out, seeing how everybody is. There's usually four of us, but two of them had better things to do. Apparently, it's just
oh wow. I can't imagine anything better than checking in middle of the week. There's hope.
there's hope. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. We're
Exactly.
getting to the prime performance times. There's just a second.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I just realized I had a.
How that day he covers a lot of ground for someone who's doesn't have any feathers.
Yeah, no, he flies with a little bit of assistance. We all get by with a little bit of help from our friends.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
sorry, that was my Joe Cocker moment.
I left my lighter to wave. I left it in the other room.
Oh no, you're not still smoking.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Strictly for candles.
strictly for candles. Oh, there we are. Uh, so this has been a good week. We had BattleCom on Monday. Yeah. Oh, and you're wearing the shirt.
It
Is
came in the day of BattleCom, but we were all wearing costumes.
right. I did not realize. Oh wow. Yeah. I need to check the store and update. Maybe put some new things in. How is it? Is it good
Oh,
fit?
it's
Oh, it's
great. Yeah, it's a great fit. I'm always a little bit nervous about ordering stuff because I'm so short and I've COVID put on a little bit extra. So yeah, but it fits great. It's very comfortable, and I recommend it to all my friends. Everyone needs to go to the store and get one. Show your nerd cred.
yes, BattleCom, and it's a cat with a sword for those who are unfamiliar. See the cat with the sword. It can't be
Yes,
unseen. It
it
was.
cannot be unseen.
I made the big banners and
Oh, I lost power here.
oh
That was weird. Actually, it's just my lights. Hang on, technical difficulties. You can tell it's live. There we go.
yeah, that what was so weird was if you lost power, like how is your modem still working? How is
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I was just kind of hesitated, and I'm charging a battery that out of frame here, and it's still charging. And I just thought, oh, it's very eerie. Oh, it's Halloween week after all. So
It is it's Halloween. It's yeah. It is the time for all the scariness. Uh,
yeah.
David Pride dominated this past BattleCom.
Oh my God, did he ever? I try not to. I'm working on my keeping a straight face when funny things happen. It was impossible. Like I was crying, but I
Yeah.
just realized I now puppets and humor timeless.
It was. I mean, the fact is, like he wasn't on frame for hardly any of the show, uh, uh, and he still managed to dominate. Even when he did get on frame, one of
King
the puppets
Friday.
beat him back.
That was so yeah. I was noticing that. I was thinking, oh, we're gonna see him. Like, but no.
Yeah, King Friday. Uh,
Yeah, he's
I
performing in Ottawa this week, this Saturday at Whippersnapper Brewery. It's a
oh,
really good show, and I was just like, I want to see the stand up live now, but I don't know if I'll get there.
he is amazing. There, I mean, he was nominated as a Canadian comedian of the year in the past. He writes for the Just for Laughs galas for like the actors who are coming in hosting who don't normally do
Ah,
stand up. He
yeah,
he writes a lot of that. He's yeah, he's brilliant. He's somebody that's definitely worth catching live.
cool,
Uh,
cool. I will
Yeah.
try to make that happen then. It's a small space, but it's a great performing venue, despite
Mm.
being a brewery. But yeah, so it sounds really great. I think I
Yeah.
know where I'm going for date night.
But everybody brought it. Everybody was funny. Scotty, who had like just half a day's notice to prep.
Yeah.
Hopefully Scott Carter will be getting better. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I was just disappointed that I think at least in one battle, I had ranked the jokes I wanted to use, and I
Mhm.
used a I left my favorite one on the paper, and I did not share it, and I was just like, why did I not pick that one?
Oh, oh.
So I don't know. I'll
It,
have to find it a job somewhere else in a different set.
I will no 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 yeah that's one of the fun things about task writing is like, oh, hold it, maybe I can fit this into my regular set, and
Yeah.
it'll work there. Uh, yeah, nobody got skunked. There was a lot of close fights in the entire thing, and we did it all in 90 minutes as well.
Wow. Yeah, I was surprised that it took so little time to do the show that time, and I couldn't figure out why, because it didn't feel like anyone had been especially short,
Yeah.
and it seemed like there was a lot. Maybe we just said it faster.
Yeah, it's I think I was a little bit more on game as
Mm,
well because like Erica wasn't there, but we had Che in there
mm.
as well. So like I may have been a little bit rude to Che.
Oh, no way.
Just no, just in telling them that okay, we no
Uh,
we need to do this quick. We need to move this on
mm.
as quickly as possible, and uh luckily, yeah. Well, not luckily, but I
Mm.
think that might have it made them feel nervous, and
Oh,
so
okay. That's too bad.
yeah. But it's
But I didn't pick up on any of that, so maybe it
oh
just
well,
seemed that way and didn't wasn't received that way.
yeah. Well, we had practiced and we had gone over it, and we had both logged in at 7 to sort of
Oh,
like practice switching around windows and the different banners when they happen and all that. So
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I never think
talk.
of the logistics behind that show, but that's one of the things I really like about BattleCom. It feels like a TV experience because everything is so seamless, and it's not like it's nothing like a Zoom meeting. I think one of the performers had asked about what it was like,
Yeah,
but as
David
a
asked.
performer, yeah, as a performer, like on the show, it's so seamless and it's so professionally done.
Mm, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I just realized. Oh wait, that's a compliment at me. It's well, I love the live format, and it's just it took a little tweaking to get it for uh for the web format, and then just make trying to make it polished and seem as good as good as I can make it with just a
Yeah.
home studio kind of stuff
Well,
and all that.
it's
I
really
got
good.
Crime Alley behind me. Uh,
Well, at least no, dead bodies. I don't see any pearls on the ground in
well,
the
I
corner
think
I can see.
that might be Martha Wayne. Um,
Oh, yeah, that adds up.
yeah,
Wow.
the nice evening gown. Uh, what have you got coming up? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, well, I'm working on a couple of projects. I took in the COVID times, I took an online acting workshop, and one of the students I worked with, one of the fellow students I worked with, is a working actor and a comic in Manhattan, in New York.
Oh,
So we're going to work on a little something online, and so it's just I'm really starting to appreciate all of the production work that happens with going through stuff, but just it's a great opportunity to work on our comedy stuff, our performance stuff, and to get feedback. Because he's been to a hell of a lot more auditions and work that than I have. So it's great to get that feedback and feedback on how the acting stuff translates or helps my comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even already I've been checked a few times because I've just been like, oh, I'm doing stand up. I'm just gonna drop all of the acting stuff I've learned. Like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
bring it back.
No, it's
Yeah,
they're complementary skills. They,
exactly, exactly.
uh, I think one of the things that acting taught me is being more subtle on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and being making it appear more like you're in the moment, even when you're running through a script. If
Yeah,
you can make it like, oh, I just thought of that, um, you know,
exactly.
those things sort of they help you connect with the audience, and make them feel like they have a more uh, immediate or organic experience.
Yeah, yeah, and acting so far too has really taught me that with some of my stand up, I haven't been really in the moment, like to stop and to feel what it is I'm
Yeah.
putting out there, because I do that with acting, and it's not so much about the being on for acting.
Yeah.
As I've been sometimes for my stand-up set, so it's interesting to see them cross pollinate because I think it gives me a lot more range as a comic because I know that I don't necessarily have to be all just super on to get something to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's with acting. I think it's almost fair to say it's not that you're on, it's that you're in.
Yes, yeah, makes
Yeah.
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm also doing a comedy set on online. It's going to be a Zoom show, but it's going to be the first time I've done it like outside of North America
Oh.
because yeah, I met a comic from Kuala Lumpur,
Hmm.
and they are prolific. Just the wit is just like one of these old fashioned machine guns, like boom, 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 and
Right.
precision throughout. So I'm really honored to have been included in their show.
Mm.
And the challenge for me is that it's 5 minutes. And a lot of American comics I've met are routinely asked to do 5 minutes. Usually, like Yuck Yucks, I think the shortest amount of time has been 6 or 7 minutes. So I think the challenge of taking 5 minutes, taking the things that hit really hard, and then just making it increasing the challenge and reducing the words and the extra.
Yeah.
It's going
Well,
to be fun.
it's yeah, to get to it, where to cut or where to speed up.
Yeah.
Uh, the it's I think that that says something about the fact that the size of the market you're in, because there's places that I've seen you have a 2 minute set.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to try that. I just did over the weekend. Went to a recording for a 3 minute story, and so I took a story that was 8 minutes, distilled it down to 3 minutes, and I found that exercise to be really, really difficult. But to still preserve that story arc and still, like in my case, make a funny story.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah. It sounds like neat exercises.
Yeah,
I
I
I'm
def.
I'm I've been I'm taking a little bit of a break from some of the online stuff.
Yeah, is
Just
it overload from online?
just a little bit. I'm just kind of getting in, taking care of my health, and
Mm,
I want to start looking at doing more live, like in
cool.
person. It's getting safer here, and
Good.
beginning in November they're going to be relaxing more restrictions.
Huh.
So we'll see. I mean, I do have a my regular monthly live show that's tonight.
Hmm.
Um, the Love Doctor returns on like November 7th, and I
Oh,
have
cool.
to. The They Talk Funnies are going to be coming back in early November as well. So
Uh, Well,
uh,
speaking about They Talk Funny, I don't know if we mentioned it the last time, but I loved the Leanne Lord interview that you did.
she's
That
amazing.
was like a notepad and like jotting everything down.
I'm just putting up my link tree there at the bottom. At the
Yeah.
if you any of the shows that we are mentioning, such as Battlecom or They Talk Funny or The Love Doctor, all of those you can find the YouTubes from there, for anyone that's watching.
Hmm.
Um, so they all have their own little flavor, and they're fun to do, which is neat.
Oh no, that's important. But yeah, it's also important to cultivate that live in-person audience
Mm.
because, like even for me, I was thinking about I don't get out of Ottawa very often, but talking and connecting with people outside, I'm now like planning. I threw my hat in for something in Kingston. I don't know if I've been selected for the show yet, so I won't talk about it yet. But
Yeah.
there's also Montreal is right there. So Montreal is on the list
Mm.
because the last time I came to Montreal, I don't think my set was. I think it could have been better, so I'm going to come back with better.
Yeah.
And yeah,
The flavors of the two cities are a little bit different. Simone has
yeah,
been coming up here. Simone Holder, who's a
yeah,
fantastic comic based out of Ottawa.
yeah.
She's been making the trip up fairly semi regular right now. So
Yeah, and
um,
Kingston too.
mm.
Like I was just like, oh my God, this is a great argument for getting a driver's license.
Yes,
Because I was just
yes,
like
it is.
relying on local transit and Uber.
Yeah. There's also Cornwall, Dan Allaire. I don't know if he's
Yes.
started up his live shows yet, but
I don't
uh,
remember seeing anything about that on Facebook yet.
yeah. So you might want to just put a bug in his ear ahead of time
Huh.
because it's Cornwall, but he does put on a fun show and it's very welcoming. It's a nice crowd.
Okay, cool.
So
I hadn't considered Cornwall. Toronto is always on the wish list too,
mm.
but it's a little bit. I think it's more of a trek. It's not the same necessarily same day experience. So.
Yeah, it's I don't know what the train is like from Ottawa, but if you get the express train in Montreal, it's
Mhm.
like a 5 hour trip.
Whoa.
And you can show up 15 minutes before, and then you're let out downtown, right at the subway station.
Hmm.
Right at the bottom of the loop of their subways,
Yeah.
and it's so convenient. But it is like you can't go there, do shows, and then come back because the trains
Yeah.
don't work
Oh,
that
no, I
well.
was thinking carpool. I definitely have
Yeah,
to sort of like, enlist some drivers.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's to fly to Toronto. Like it's only a half hour in the air, but you have to show up at the airport like over an hour beforehand,
Yeah.
and then
And the prices must be insane too.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's if you're thinking about it, it's a flight. It's not that expensive as a flight, but it's more expensive than taking the train,
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
the train also when you land, unless you're taking Porter Air, which lands at Toronto Island,
Mm.
you end up being out at Pearson, and then you have to get from Pearson into Toronto.
Ugh, better
Ugh,
not be rush hour when that's tried.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, logistics. But yeah, Toronto is definitely like a weekend or a couple of days or something just to soak
mm,
it all in because I think if I had a show in Toronto to do, I'd want to go and watch a lot of comedy too. I couldn't just go in and out.
yeah, there's a great scene. I mean, it's where so many comedians live that they end up gravitating towards there because that's the head of the CBC. All that stuff is there.
Yeah.
Global and CTV have their headquarters are there, and
Yeah, it's a media center for sure.
yeah, and well, Netflix is building a studio
Really?
or has built a studio there, and
Oh, okay, not
Sirius XM,
surprising. Yeah.
um, yeah, and so many TV shows. Discovery,
Yeah.
not is it? Yeah, Discovery's filmed there. The Expanse is filmed there. The Boys, well, Hamilton,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, same with the Umbrella Academy,
yeah,
right?
Umbrella
Yeah.
Academy is Hamilton as well.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's all. That's sort of like the big media center.
Oh, amazing.
So
No, it's changed a lot. The last time I was in Toronto for any length of time, like a giant length of time, was 2000. Yeah, I went to Humber there for a little while after Ottawa U.
yeah.
Yeah, so I loved the fact that that city is just there's always something happening, and I loved getting groceries at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Montreal used to be like that.
Ooh, used to be?
there's still some 24-hour things, but it used to be you could be going all night. Now it's
Yeah.
it's like there's only like maybe five 24-hour diners, like
Hmm.
proper diners. Not I'm not including like McDonald's or stuff.
Right. Right.
Actually, probably even less than five now.
Ugh.
Uh,
Yeah.
and it's the it's like Montreal is trying to get serious, and that's not what Montreal's about. So
No, it's supposed to be like an immersive
Sin City.
experience. Yes, exactly. Not
Yeah.
Ottawa. We need to like
Yeah.
the pendulum needs to swing away from Ottawa and
Yeah.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
we have viewers today, so
Oh,
I wanted to say hello. I mean, it's not uncommon if anyone wants to just say hi in their chat, tell us where they're watching from, tell us how they're doing, what they're looking forward to. Are you looking forward to any media that's coming up, or
well, you know what? Wheel of Time. I saw the
I
trailer finally.
yeah, I sort of pushed that towards
No,
you.
no, I am grateful that you did. And the thing that pisses me off the most after seeing that trailer is not having read the books before. I don't understand how they weren't in my radar because the trailer at least showed everything, the kinds of things I would just digest really quickly as a reader, and things I would love to watch as a viewer. And in the trailer, and I don't know if it's the same as in the books, but the diversity of the characters as a person of color, you know, a fan of science fiction fantasy, because that's what I would gravitate to first. I love seeing characters that aren't all the same and that kind of look like they could possibly, you know, be me or like me. So I saw that and I thought, there's nothing horrible about this. Like, why do we have to wait till November 19th?
I the books do not. The books have a diversity, but they don't have the diversity that has been shown there.
Ah,
But I have no problem with that. I mean, the main character in the book is he's pale skinned with a bright red hair.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. So there's some people who are kind of upset with that. But there's the different lands, and there's all these characters from different lands who have. But the thing is, there's part of the thing about the diversity, like in the books, is like most people who are described as having almond shaped eyes have also the eye color is blue, or they
Oh,
right.
okay.
So of course, they have to they that doesn't naturally occur. So the idea that it's going to be a bit more diverse is like I'm pretty happy with all the casting that I've
Mhm.
seen. The guy with the big guy who's a blacksmith's apprentice that's in the books,
Mhm.
he looks perfect as far as
Oh,
I'm concerned.
okay.
Uh, and uh, but I've had some problems with other elements.
Hmm.
Like you've seen that monster? Did you see?
Yeah, the one with the teeth, the like
Yeah,
the Dementor sort of.
exactly.
Okay.
In the books, they're called the eyeless,
Oh,
right? But
yeah.
they're not called the noseless, right? They have
Yeah.
they're not Pac-Man.
Yeah.
So they sort of they can pass as human as long as they kind of can keep their hood down over their eyes.
Okay.
But that thing couldn't.
Okay.
There's the other monsters, they only show them as shadows, look great.
Hmm.
Um, the but there's I felt that it felt like it was being filmed on like the books give it an idea of like an expansive world,
Hmm.
and that it just felt like it was being filmed in a green screen closet because everything
Uh,
seems so claustrophobic in most of the shots. Like there's scenes that require it being claustrophobic, but
mhm.
I didn't recognize any of the scenes in the trailer as being those.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
there weren't any big sweeping montages that I can remember from the
yeah,
trailer.
and the last trailer that came out shows one of the main the character of Moraine,
Hmm.
who's the magic user that you see
Oh,
in
right.
it, shows her walking into the inn with all the main characters are just sort of hanging out.
Mhm.
Nowhere's in the book were people just sort of hanging out at the inn. The inn was it was empty except for festival time, and there was no festivals. And when the stranger walked in, people grabbed their knives, and like no one did that. The idea was that community was safe, and people actually, when they shared time with each other, they did it in their own kitchens. The inn was
Mm.
just for when merchants came, and there was no merchants in town
Right.
uh, when she arrived. So
Do you think that they were trying to make it look a little bit like The Witcher? Because when I was watching it, I thought it reminds me of the first couple of episodes of The Witcher, where you've got the Witcher walking into like a pub, the people that you couldn't trust. So it makes sense that in a place like that, they'd have a lot of weaponry to protect themselves. Do you think?
which
Do you see
it's
that?
there's a lot of talk about where the influences came from.
Yeah.
The characters are all the actors are all older than the characters in the book as well.
Hmm.
And there's been no secret that there's been discussion between the showrunner and the showrunners of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And so it's a lot of people are worried because the books are actually fairly innocent.
Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I can
And the idea
understand.
that they're aging them up to, so it's okay. Um,
Right. So there's going to be, especially if you've got anything approaching the Game of Thrones flavor, it's basically like every episode is a buried trauma. You
yeah.
know. Yeah.
So
Hmm. Interesting.
that makes me a little bit nervous. I love the books.
Hmm.
They're great, but it's some of the decisions. I also felt like that pub scene was there for people who like role playing games, because all the stuff that happens in a pub,
Right.
in the common room of an inn or whatever.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting.
it's just
Do we know the rating for this series then?
no, I don't. I'm not sure. Would that be on
I didn't.
IMDb?
That's a good question. I didn't. I ended up just playing a clip, and I think it came out of YouTube or something, but I didn't notice a rating when I looked.
Yeah, I will. Let me see. There's but the thing is, they've already. This is the other thing that makes me nervous is
Mhm.
they started filming the second season. And they already recast one of the main.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Um,
I didn't like in American Gods when they got rid of they changed Anansi or removed him.
yeah.
I it made me less interested in watching.
Okay. Oh, hold it. There's a new trailer on IMDb that looks half decent. I'm not seeing anything that says of rating though.
Mhm.
Let me let me see if I can bring this up. Okay. So I will try to. Okay. This trailer is called Moraine's Quest. She's the magic user.
Okay.
I am Moraine Sedai.
Can
20
you hear
years
that?
ago, I learned a secret. A vision of a baby being born. A baby who could change the world. In the last age, the Dark One was trapped by the last dragon at the cost of almost everything. 20 years ago, the last dragon was reborn. We don't know where or to whom. What I do know is that my mission is to find them. But we're running out of time. The Dark One is waking. His whispers are already in the backs of our minds. If I do not succeed, the Earth itself will burn. And the whole world will turn to darkness. There will be one who can stand against him. The dragon has been born again. Who is the dragon reborn?
So that actually had a bit more of sweeping vistas
Yeah,
to it.
like quest
And I guess I
food.
haven't seen the main actor in makeup, so they definitely they dyed his hair
Mm.
to be more red. You could hear that, could you?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I
Mm.
wasn't sure if I clicked on sharing sound with it. Uh, yeah. So that is the author of the series. It was supposed to be a trilogy, and then it was supposed to be 5 books, and
Mhm.
it ended up being 13. And then a
Oh well,
prequel book.
at least they finished it.
Well, he died, I think, at book 10 or book 11, but he had already started working with a co-author
Okay.
and his wife was his editor, and so his wife and the co-author Brandon Sanderson, who's is fairly well established author on his own right, finished out the books. And but the book series, he just kept on introducing all these interesting characters and these new storylines, and it just kept on going. And towards the end of the series, it was just like they were hacking away at
Oh
everyone,
yeah.
try all the storylines to try to bring it all together. But it's still a great read. Um,
Huh.
but the author stated that it's like you always see in fantasy books that oh, you're destined for this great thing, here it goes, and everyone going, okay, let's do it. And no one ever questions it. All the prophecies are super clear, so it's easy to understand who the person is. What if the prophecies are vague? They've come down over 1,000 years,
Yeah.
a broken telephone. uh,
Exactly.
and what if the person is being told that this is their destiny, doesn't want that as their destiny?
Absolutely. I
And
like when there are wrinkles when it comes to that familiar pattern. I like when it's disrupted.
yeah, and that's one of the things that draws you into the books. And all the characters, there's a number of characters that may or may not be the dragon reborn.
Hmm.
And so that is sort of the first book, what that covers. Now they've I gotta take a look at that cast list
Yeah,
again.
I was going to ask the magic wielder. Who is she? She looks very
She
familiar.
Yeah. Oh. Uh. Let me just put my glasses on. She has done a number of things. Uh. Oh. No. I guess I could go back one more. Rosamund Pike.
Oh, okay. I think I mistook her for someone else. I've heard of that name a lot.
Yeah. She was in Gone Girl. She was in Die Another Day, Pride and Prejudice,
Oh, okay.
uh, Jack Reacher. Um.
Hmm.
Yeah. She.
Oh,
Uh.
I'm out of focus again.
So yeah, let's see. The Windsor's the Royal Dynasty. She was the narrator.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. She was on Radioactive for an episode. Okay. Oh, she played Mary. Oh, sorry, that's not Radioactive that I know. That's Marie. She was playing Marie Curie.
Oh,
So I guess
sounds like a
that's
documentary.
yeah. Now the thing is, uh, I think it's yeah. Barney Harris is the actor that they replaced, and
And was he a major character?
he's a major character. He's one of the possible dragons.
Oh, that is a big change.
That is, yeah, and I'm. It looks like he's a British actor. Yeah, he's the Hollow Crown, Click, which is a TV series.
Okay.
Yeah, so uh, I'm not sure. Uh, yeah, there's I'm interested to see. I'm definitely going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but there's some things that make me think that they're trying to make it appeal more to, the tabletop role players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're trying to make it more generic, where the fact is that it wasn't generic was its hook, right? So
So when it wasn't generic, what kind of fans did it draw? Did it draw diehard fans, or is it something that could appeal to people new to the genre who can wade in and not be lost?
uh, the well if we look at the Wheel of Time books, and I think all of them were New York Times bestsellers.
Ah, okay. So mass appeal.
Yeah, so it had mass appeal.
Okay.
Um, and let me just some of my friends kind of checked out after book 5 or book
Uh-huh.
3, um, and all right, so yeah, 93 million, over 93 million books sold.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Uh, but yeah, okay, they oh wow. If you were to listen to all the audiobooks, including the prequel
Yeah.
together,
Hmm.
it would take you nonstop 19 days, 5 hours, and 25 minutes.
Oh, that's well, you know what? I do audiobooks most of the time now. Like, unfortunately, it's not a lot of fiction these days, but
Hmm.
I was really curious about the audiobook option for this one.
Yeah, but I mean that's all. That's 14 books, 15 books,
Okay.
because it includes the prequel book.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting. I think I know where my credits are going this month.
yeah. And the audio books narrated by two people,
Okay.
and so they are very good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that shows the sales. Uh,
So
but
what when were these published? What 70s, 80s?
uh, no, these were. I think it was might have started in the 90s.
Oh,
Was
okay.
actually published date? Published date. Eye of the World, January 15th, 1990. That's when
Oh,
the first
okay.
one
That's
came
why
out.
I don't know about it. Because I think had switched like reading for fun and then reading for practical stuff like programming books.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one came out in January 2013.
Wow. Okay. That's really recent.
Yeah. Yeah. So so the I'm just trying to see. Yeah, it was book 12 was the one that was completed by Brandon Sanderson, and so uh yeah, there's
So,
the epilogue though at the end of the last book is by Robert Jordan, the original author.
okay.
So he had written the epilogue, and he had left notes that his wife worked with Brandon Sanderson to finish. So,
Wow.
yeah,
So are we seeing this movie? Does it situate itself at the prologue or
uh, it,
somewhere in the middle?
it's a series. Uh,
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of it as a movie. I think I'm just so used to thinking about these adventures as, one and done.
yeah, it's well they have it's been renewed for a second season already.
Hmm.
So they've started filming the second season before the first episode has come out. So they're
Okay.
banking a lot on this, and I believe they're doing a prequel movie.
Ah, okay.
I believe
Nice.
that's been announced as well. So they're really pushing to kind of create this, this universe, because
Yes.
it is an incredible world that Robert Jordan created,
Mhm.
and one of the things a lot of female friends of mine who read fantasy loved it because they liked the female characters.
Mm, okay.
There's some simple stuff that's in there.
Hmm.
It's uh, but I think it's the fact is the female characters have their own agency. They're not dependent on the men whatsoever.
Oh,
Uh, it's which is a trope in too much fantasy
yeah, and
stuff.
it passes that test. The test,
Yeah,
what the name I can't think of at the moment, but
the Bechdel
that's
test.
great. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. So
But it's just great. I like a plot with strong female characters that aren't going to be annoying.
yeah. Now there's evil people in there too of both genders. So all genders, I should state.
Mhm.
It's uh, it's it's interesting. I'm a little worried. Like there was a scene in one of the trailers, like I said, that just sort of made me go, ugh,
Yeah.
that's not right.
No, it's there's nothing worse than when there's an adaptation that doesn't fit the original material.
Yeah.
Like at my house, we were talking about Uncharted, the video game, and
Mm-hmm.
the movie coming out, and we just don't understand the casting choices. They just don't make a lot of sense, and which is disappointing because if it had been if that adaptation was done several years before, they'd have actors that would have looked a lot like the characters in the original video game, and it would have
Yes,
been
but
a better
that
fit.
that's a cycle, because
Mm.
when they wrote the video game, they were thinking of these actors,
Oh, huh. Yeah, I
right?
didn't consider that.
But
Yeah,
when they go to make the movie, those actors now have aged.
yeah.
I'm not as familiar with it, but I did.
Hmm.
I briefly saw an article. Didn't read it all, but the
Hmm.
actor who's playing sort of the mentor to Drake, the main
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
uh, is
Marky
actually
Mark.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. The Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he was the actor who he was that was they said he was actually pushing to have it made, but as him as the main character.
Oh, that would have been even worse.
Yeah, but
No, I
it
just, yeah.
now like Sandman is coming out,
Oh,
right? Sandman is another series that's coming out, and
I thought it
it
was just going
looks
to be audio only, but I,
no, the audio book is out, and I if you the if you go on Audible, and Audible's not sponsoring us,
no.
you can get the Sandman book 1 and Sandman book 2, and they are radio plays. They are not audio novels. They're fully acted. James
Mhm.
McAvoy is Dream.
Mm.
Uh, it's amazingly done. Kat
Mm.
Dennings is in there as Death.
Mm.
It is so yeah. It's amazing to listen to. It's an old timey radio play,
Yeah.
but with Neil Gaiman is actually narrating it,
Huh.
uh, and it's very fun to listen to. Um, I, there is but there is a TV series coming out that's based on it as well.
Hmm.
But if you remember, I don't know how much you remember um, when the characters were first created and first being written by Neil Gaiman. Like Hellblazer was the they were describing the character to the artist, and the artist says, "Well, could I draw Sting?" And so they drew Sting, and that was the original Hellblazer was Sting.
Uh,
Uh,
what was
uh,
it about Sting that made him fit, I wonder?
I think it probably a bit of a reference to Quadrophenia, right? The
Quadrophenia.
spiky blonde hair and all that, and
Oh,
the
okay.
like he's in the movie Quadrophenia as well, which
Oh,
is a
okay.
Who movie.
Oh,
But yeah, when I say Who, I don't mean Doctor Who. I mean the band The
the
Who.
Who. Yeah, that's what
Uh,
I figured.
yeah, and I think it was Delirium was supposed to be Tori Amos when they drew her.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah. Speaking about having actors in mind as you start the characters,
yeah,
um, Interesting. No, I like the radio play. I've listened to. I can't remember if it was a radio play or just like an audio version of books. But I love just listening to Neil Gaiman stories. I think Nancy Boys was
Mm,
one, but I can't remember again which one it was. If it was one or the other. But yeah,
yeah.
incentive to spend time with Audible, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely there, and it's something you can do sort of in the background while you're doing something else. Though
Yeah,
writing is hard.
always.
Yeah,
Yeah, I find with writing, I just need white noise rather than even music with lyrics because it's so
yeah.
distracting. But I'll figure out something. My house will never be cleaner.
All right. Well, anything else you want to mention? I mean,
Oh, yeah. I guess last time, I guess one of the recent shows that we checked in on, I talked about Yuck Yucks being in their new location, 100 Kent Street in Ottawa.
oh yeah.
Um, yeah, so I finally decided that I was going to sign back up to do stand up, and I believe it's November 24th at Yuck Yucks in that lineup. So I'm really excited. We're back to full capacity. Oh, thanks. We're back to full capacity in Ottawa for indoor venues. And I think that must apply to comedy clubs. So it'll be lovely to be funny in front of an audience where you can hear the maximum amount of laughter. So I'm really excited about that. And of course, on Instagram, you can find the specific details because I'll be listing a bunch of things I'm going to be doing and putting them online and hopefully being a little bit more consistent with that.
Yes. Here's to consistency with both of us getting some live shows. Please follow Don Xanklin Comedy on Instagram. That's all one word. The capitals don't matter, but it just makes it easier for you to remember. And all my socials are right there on the link tree. And my name's Paul Ash. Thank you for tuning in. Live